Welcome to Independent Voice, where we elevate integrity and transparency. In the initial video, we delve into the metaphor of "it's my turn to eat" as a reflecting mirror of the significant identifiers that have been and continue to play a role in Ethiopia's political and economic landscape. Due to the nature and depth of the information provided last week, we decided to give the highlights of the content. In this summary, we distill the critical insights from our in-depth exploration of corruption and governance, particularly focusing on the metaphor, "it's my turn to eat," which resonates deeply in Ethiopia's political context. Key themes explored. Understanding the metaphor. "It's my turn to eat" reflects a pervasive attitude among political elites, viewing public office as an opportunity for personal gain rather than a responsibility to serve. This mindset perpetuates a cycle of corruption, exclusion, and societal fragmentation. The documentary highlights systemic corruption, revealing how public resources are siphoned off through fraudulent practices. This erodes public trust and democratic legitimacy, demonstrating that accountability is crucial for effective governance. Role of whistleblowers. John Githongo's experiences illustrate the personal risks faced by whistleblowers. His story underscores the necessity of protecting those who expose corruption, framing them as vital players in the fight for transparency. Ethnic politics and identity. The manipulation of ethnic identity for political gain has compounded challenges in governance. This has led to a patronage system where resources are allocated along ethnic lines, fostering division, complicating anti-corruption efforts, and diminishing nationalistic approach. Despite the grim realities outlined, the narrative is one of resistance and hope. Githongo's courage exemplifies that reform is achievable through informed citizenry and collective action. Public administration overview. Bureaucratic inefficiencies. The system is often characterized by excessive bureaucracy, rigid hierarchies, and redundant procedures, leading to delays and inefficiencies in service delivery. Citizens, particularly in remote areas, face difficulties navigating government processes, often forcing the practice of bribery and corruption. Corruption remains a pervasive issue within public institutions, manifesting as nepotism, bribery, and cronyism. This undermines public trust and diverts resources from development efforts, reinforcing the perception that public office is primarily a means for personal gain. A perfect fit for the metaphor, "it's my turn to eat." Political influence. Political interests often interfere with bureaucratic processes, complicating effective governance. Positions of power can be awarded based on individual and ethnic loyalty rather than merit, further entrenching inefficiencies and undermining institutional integrity. Despite these challenges, many civil servants strive to serve their communities with integrity and professionalism, often under challenging conditions. This is not to disregard that there are dedicated civil servants who showed unwavering commitment to form the foundation for potential reforms. That said, comprehensive reforms are necessary to streamline processes, promote merit-based recruitment, and enhance accountability mechanisms. Focusing on ethical leadership and public service can help rebuild citizens' trust in government institutions. While Ethiopia's public administration system has made strides toward modernization, addressing systemic corruption, inefficiency, and political interference is essential for effective governance and service delivery. Ethnic federalism. Introduced in Ethiopia's 1995 constitution, ethnic federalism was designed to acknowledge and empower the country's diverse ethnic groups, promote self-determination, and prevent historical marginalization. The formalization of ethnicity as a basis for political organization has intensified identity-based competition, leading to parallel forms of nationalism, prioritizing ethnic loyalty over national cohesion. Territorial demarcation. Ethnic federalism has resulted in indexing territories along ethnic lines, reinforcing exclusivist claims to land and resources. This territorialization contributes to inter-ethnic tensions and contested borders. Political fragmentation. The ethnic indexing of territories has led to significant political fragmentation, where political actors mobilize along ethnic lines to secure influence and resources, fostering exclusionary governance and, at times, violent conflict. Zero-sum political mentality. The system encourages a zero-sum political mentality, where one ethnic group's gain is perceived as another's loss. This perception erodes trust in state institutions and democratic processes. Impact on land and resource allocation. Access to land and state resources is often influenced by political loyalty and ethnic affiliation, resulting in favoritism towards regions aligned with ruling elites. This deepens existing inequalities and fuels grievances among marginalized groups, not to mention fostering a distorted mindset that leads to the belief of supremacy over nationality. Consequences of ethnic federalism. While intended to empower marginalized communities, ethnic federalism has often institutionalized division rather than inclusion, complicating efforts to build a cohesive national identity. Need for rethinking federalism. Addressing the challenges posed by ethnic federalism requires a rethinking of governance that promotes unity without erasing diversity. This includes ensuring equitable access to resources and protecting all citizens' rights, regardless of ethnic affiliation. This idea requires swift action and must be centered on maintaining Ethiopia's integrity and sovereignty. Lessons and pathways for reform. Civic education is urgently needed to empower citizens to hold their leaders accountable and understand their rights. Embed comprehensive civic education in schools to teach students about their rights and responsibilities, ensuring future generations are informed participants in democracy. Establishing robust systems to monitor public officials and consistently prosecuting corrupt practices are vital to restoring public integrity, strengthening oversight, and opening up government processes to reduce opportunities for corruption. Establish independent anti-corruption institutions with the authority to investigate misconduct. Ethical leadership. A cultural shift towards ethical governance is necessary. This shift should emphasize leaders' responsibility to serve the public interest rather than personal gain. Encourage leaders to rise above ethnic allegiances and govern based on shared national interests. Foster inclusive policies that bridge ethnic divides and promote equitable development. Promote unity over ethnic-based bias. Encouraging cross-ethnic political coalitions and promoting inclusive policies can help transcend ethnic rivalries and foster national cohesion. Nurture a new generation of public servants who view leadership as a responsibility to serve the public good. Support programs that emphasize ethics, social justice, and servant leadership. Citizen engagement. An active citizenry is essential for meaningful change. Citizens must be encouraged to participate in governance and demand transparency at all levels. Citizens should take proactive roles in governance, demanding transparency and accountability. Civic education campaigns can mobilize grassroots movements using "It's my turn to eat" as a rallying point for ethical governance. Create consistent channels for citizen participation in governance, such as town hall meetings and public consultations. Citizens must guard against political or ethnic-based influence, regardless of affiliations. Address economic inequality. Implement targeted social protection programs and inclusive economic policies to tackle economic hardship and ensure equitable access to resources for all regions. Strengthen the rule of law. Protect judicial independence, and establish legal frameworks that ensure accountability. Expand access to justice for all citizens, particularly the marginalized. There must be a concerted effort to ensure that the judicial system's integrity is intact, as it is the nucleus and foundation of the entire government system and the wholeness of the country. Ethiopia stands at a pivotal crossroads, facing systemic corruption, political exclusion, and ethnic-based displacement, often resulting in violence and public disillusionment. The phrase, "It's my turn to eat," has come to symbolize a governance culture where personal gain commonly outweighs national interest. To transform this narrative, we present a collective call to action. Together for national integrity. embrace a shared commitment to integrity in governance and the county that withstood generations of turmoil. This is a call for leaders and citizens to prioritize national interest over personal gain and cultivate a culture where ethical behavior is the norm. A call to serve, not to self. Leadership should be redefined as a responsibility to serve the public good, rather than an opportunity for personal or ethnic enrichment. Leaders at all levels must be held accountable for their actions and prioritize the welfare of the people they represent. Empower citizens. Encourage active citizen participation in governance without the influence of political, personal, or ethnic-based biases. When citizens engage, question authority, and demand accountability, they help shape a society where power is held accountable and leadership is oriented towards service. Citizens must uphold the standard they want from their government and leaders. Integrate civic education. Embed civic education in schools and communities to foster a well-informed citizenry. Education about rights and responsibilities is crucial for building a future generation committed to ethical governance. Unite against corruption. Stand together to combat corruption in all its forms. Collective action can create a powerful movement demanding better from leaders and fostering a climate of accountability. Cultivate a culture of service. Shift societal values to prioritize service, humility, and responsibility. Encourage discussions around ethical leadership and the importance of serving the greater good. Build alliances for reform. Unite various stakeholders, including civil society organizations, youth groups, religious institutions, and international stakeholders, in a collective effort to advocate for reforms that promote integrity, accountability, and a democratic Ethiopia well-founded on national solemnness. Create a movement for change. Mobilize communities around the message of "Together for Integrity and Nationality." This movement will inspire citizens to actively shape their governance landscape and demand a system that serves all. The call to action is a powerful reminder that together, citizens can break free from the cycles of entitlement and corruption that have plagued governance in Ethiopia. By embracing the mantra, "Together for Integrity," a call to serve, not to self, we can build a future where ethical leadership prevails, public trust is restored, and every citizen has a stake in the nation's progress. The phrase, "It's my turn to eat," powerfully critiques a system of governance that prioritizes personal and ethnic-based enrichment over public service. Ethiopia stands at a crucial juncture, and embracing a collective commitment to integrity and accountability can pave the way for a more just and equitable society. Join us in advocating for a future where leadership is defined by service and integrity. Together, we can build a brighter tomorrow for Ethiopia. Stay tuned for more insights from Independent Voice, where we challenge the status quo and empower the voices that matter. If you found this content insightful and want to add your voice to Independent Voice, subscribe to our channel, join our community, and help us amplify voices that matter. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, use your voice to make a difference and not to silence others. See you next Wednesday when our video premieres.